You're listening to Soap Dirt, the latest in television entertainment news.
Hey there, Days fans. It's Belinda from Soap Dirt, and it's been a minute since Brady Black's had any action in the bedroom or the boardroom because we've seen him get busy in both, and spoilers say that someone falls off the wagon soon, and it sure sounds like hunky Eric Martsolf may get a chance to exercise his acting chops in a very good upcoming storyline. But when Brady starts putting alcohol and drugs into his body, he also seems to get indiscriminate with whom he shares his body. Is Brady about to repeat one of his past mistakes and hop in bed with a wild woman that he should not? Let's talk about why he slips and loses his sobriety, most likely, and what woman might lure him in when he's not thinking very clearly. But first, if you haven't, please click subscribe so you don't miss a thing. We appreciate it. And of course, it really helps the channel. All right, let's dig in and unfold what's ahead for sort of reformed bad boy Brady Black. And boy, do I love me some Brady. As you probably know, Brady's got a very dodgy history with both drugs and drink. He had a cocaine habit at one point. I believe he also had a crack habit, if I'm recalling correctly. I know he broke into a crack house and stole some stuff. He's also been addicted to alcohol, and he fought really hard to get clean and sober. But every now and then, Brady does relapse, and it seems like he's headed there now. The official spoiler says someone relapsed it, but based on all the red flags, I really feel pretty strongly that it's probably going to be Brady rather than like Theresa or Maggie. They just don't seem like they're in that place, but Brady is. So, Brady's son, Tate Black, has been arrested and charged because of Holly Jonas's overdose, even though his kid did nothing wrong. But he's, guilty by association because of his parents. Brady and Theresa Donovan have a history of abusing illegal drugs. DiMera said some really nasty things about Tate's parents, and that already hit Brady really hard because while EJ was spitting mad at the time and putting a nasty tone on it, the facts were still correct. And speaking of taking hits, Tate has now been charged as an adult, which is ludicrous, and stashed in jail with big grown criminal men. And sure enough, on his first night in jail, he's attacked and given a black eye. That pushes Brady even further away from holding it together emotionally and keeping his sobriety in check. He and Theresa are, of course, both terrified something horrible, even worse than this beating, will happen to their child while he's behind bars. But EJ canceled Tate's bail after convincing a judge that he's got in his pocket that Tate's a flight risk because of the Kiriakis private jet and money. So now Brady really has got no way to help his kid or to stop what's happening. Even worse, Brady soon finds out he screwed up with his other kid, Rachel Black. Brady was upset when he didn't get to see Rachel over the Christmas holidays, but then Kristin set up something for him to get together with Rachel, only Brady didn't show up. I mean, it's understandable. He has so much on his mind, but initially, Kristin just assumes he blew off their daughter. So she shows up at Marlena's place to ream Brady, and she gives it to him good. And of course, Brady does feel completely awful. He did not mean to ignore Rachel or hurt her feelings, but this thing with Tate is very serious and very stressful and kind of taking up all of his attention. Thankfully, Kristin calms down when she hears all the other stuff that's going on. But honestly, it might be better if she stayed mad at him because Kristin is exactly the sort of mistake that Brady makes when he falls off the wagon. And there's another bad girl in town that Brady's gotten too close with in the past, his other baby mama, Theresa Donovan. With all the stress accumulating in his life, it would be nice if good girl Chloe Lane was around to comfort and support Brady. But Days wrote out Chloe and sent Nadia Borland packing. So now we could see Theresa and or Kristin circling Brady like horny lady sharks looking to get another heaping helping of that hunk. played by Eric Martsolf. And I mean, really, who can blame them, right? It's been a minute since we saw Brady shirtless, so I think we're overdue for a glimpse at the buff body that Brady's got on offer. Usually when he starts drinking or doing drugs, that's just the first step in many steps towards very bad behavior and very bad decision making. So there's this scene in the Day of Days promo where Alex Kidiakis comes home to the apartment he shares with Theresa Donovan and catches her and Brady kissing. And of course, that might just be some sort of fantasy out of Theresa's head, but either way, it reminds us that Brady is vulnerable to her and she may yet get her claws into him again. And of course, his mama, Marlena, is who Brady should really run to for help. As a shrink, she can talk him through this, help him get back on the correct path. But what if either Kristin or Theresa gets their paws on him instead? Theresa Donovan would love to have Brady Black back in her sheets. She only started boinking Alex Kidiakis to try and make Brady jealous. And as for Kristin, it's been far too long since she's had a man, and we know that for her, Brady is the end all and be all, the guy she really wants. So if she got a chance to hook up with him again, even if it was just for one night, she would be there in a heartbeat. Hopefully, we will not get any surprise pregnancies as a result of the Brady Black sobriety crisis storyline that I think is coming soon. I do think Eric Martsolf does great acting when Brady is dark, talking bitterly, making bad choices, all that stuff. I remember scenes from a while back when Brady had gone really dark and was pushing Eric and Nicole to forget about each other. It was when Eric was meeting Nicole out at that secret cabin. I mean, gosh, this has been more than a decade ago, I think. Brady can be really, really dastardly. And of course, the person Brady really wants to throw down with is not either of these two lovely, scheming, crazy ladies, but it's with Salem's DA, EJ DiMera. He already lunged at EJ at the police station when he confirmed he had Tate's bail revoked and was charging him as an adult. So, in that sense, it might be better if Brady Black did shed his shirt, show us that six-pack, and then go do sex with an ex, because at least then he wouldn't be sent to jail for assault, which is what's going to happen if he can't keep his hands off of EJ. And we all know EJ would be thrilled to charge Brady with assault and throw the book at him, toss him in a jail cell down the hall from his son. But I would much rather see Brady getting busy than getting booked. So what do you guys think? Please click subscribe if you haven't already, and definitely come back for more Days of Our Lives spoilers and news. We are here talking daily about Days of Our Lives. And as always, it's Belinda from Soap Dirt. Thank you so much for tuning in.
Thank you for being a loyal listener. Follow us wherever you get your podcast, because you don't want to miss the next episode. Soap Dirt is on all the major podcast platforms, including Apple Podcast, Spotify, iHeartRadio, and more.